No. No, yes, no, no, yes, yes, no. You did not just do that to me. Coldworks, you didn't just do it to, like, everyone. I can't believe this, but, yes! How are you, everyone? It's me, the Doll Otaku, and welcome back. It's been a while. Well, it's been 3 days technically, but it's been great. It's been a great freaking 20 weeks or whatever it's been. It's been a great season. Today we're talking about the finale episode, episode 21 of Fate Grand Order Absolute Demonic Fun Babylonia, and it's over, guys. It was so damn good. We're gonna be talking about the episode, and then I'll be talking about a lot of stuff towards the end, my whole thoughts of the series overall, and some other things if you've seen the episode, so you know. But this episode, so far this episode was pretty chill, considering the whole battling thing was like last episode, but it was pretty emotional, you know. After everyone, all the spirits were like sending off and stuff, I was kind of getting emotional. It's not like they're dead or anything, but like it's just like really kind of thing because it's over and like the whole journey's done, Singularity's done, and they're sending their farewells and stuff. And it was really cool because in this particular, I think the anime, at least for one I like sometimes, is that they do some anime original stuff that I'm pretty sure was not in the game, but I can't remember because it's been like a long ass time. But I'm pretty sure we didn't get to see all this stuff about Gilgamesh and stuff, about him and Enkidu, Gilgamesh's own personal story and whatnot. I'm just like, yo, this is like really cool and stuff. And made me realize a lot of things in the anime that might have been different from the game, which I don't remember exact details, but like I'll affect my overall rating later. But overall the episode's really good. You know, first we saw Ketz and Jaguar Warrior. Now I'm pretty sure Jaguar Warrior was supposed to be in the final battle. I know that for sure in memory. And we're supposed to see her third ascension form. But we didn't see that, so that's some kind of like cut off stuff or whatever. And like, you know, I guess it works. In the end, they did make an appearance in this episode, the finale, and they disappeared first, so it was like kind of cool and okay and emotional and stuff. Ketz, you know, at first Ketz in the game, I was just like, yeah, she's a 5-star writer, it's all good. But now after this anime, I'm just like, shit, I really like her now. You know, just like once you like get an anime of all these servants, like I just love all of them, and I like pretty much everyone in this anime, like a lot more now in the game than I used to. And that's a good thing. Even Jaguar Warrior, who I finally freaking ascended and leveled up fully. Not skilled, that's too much QP. But yeah, so Jaguar Warrior and Ketz go first. Then afterwards they head to Uruk. They see Ishtar and Merlin. So Ishtar is staying here. They do drop the whole like Ishtar, or not Ishtar, Ereshkigal, like, you know, the whole underworld's under collapse and she's resting technically. So that's what I remember from the game. But I don't really, I assume that she's died or whatever, but like in the anime they hella show that stuff, which I thought was really cool and just really, you know, relates more to the Christmas and the Underworld event, which I talked about last episode. Merlin just goes back to, you know, Avalon, but he does like talk about the whole like journey of Fujimaru and how he likes watching him, and he's been watching him throughout the whole dang 7 Singularities thing, which is like kind of a shame because we only got freaking First Order and then we just got straight to Babylonia. We skipped like freaking Singularities 1 through 6, so you know, it's kind of a whatever. They kind of show stuff in the anime, but like it's still kind of like a nod for probably all the players in the FGO game, not like any anime watcher onlys. But I mean, it's still cool. Merlin, you know, gets a little bit more respect from me of this anime. Is freaking cool, and he goes off back to Avalon. Then they go back to Uruk. They see King Gilgamesh one more time, and you know him. My respect for him grew in the Babylonia game. My respect for him grew even further after watching this anime, and now I really want freaking Archer Gilgamesh. It's freaking cool, man. And you know, the whole thing with flashbacks with him and Enkidu, about him being more human and his like story and everything, like a tale for his story for the quest for the eternal herb or whatever. I never knew most of the stuff, to be honest. Like I never knew actually his whole background, but now looking at this, I finally got a chance to look at it. I was like, you know, he went on this big journey, and you know, all the stuff I've seen of him before is just kind of like starting to dwindle down on me because it's different. But yeah, I really like Gilgamesh a lot now, and at the end of the day, you know, he's a cool king. He respects Fujimaru and said that he was, you know, he acknowledges him for his efforts in Babylonia, and he gives him the Grail, which was pretty cool because he freaking literally drinks from the cup, and I'm just like, damn, this guy's a badass, freaking drinking from using the Grail as a cup, like, oh man, he's just way too much. He's too badass. And then Ishtar realizing that, so Ishtar does stay in the world. After Ishtar and Gilgamesh stay in the world afterward because they're part of that time era and stuff. And it looks like Gilgamesh disappears after a while or something like that. So the survivors from Uruk, there are actual survivors. I actually don't remember if that happened, but there should be like a few number of survivors left after that. I'm very surprised that they survived the whole dang onslaught. But you know, they survive, they move on. I'm pretty sure they leave Uruk, they're gonna go somewhere else and stuff. And like a kid sees Gilgamesh like disappear in the midst of them leaving. So I guess I don't know exactly what that was, but I guess Gilgamesh was alive for a bit, and you know, he stayed around to look after the remaining survivors of Uruk just to make sure that they, you know, live off. Ishtar flies off somewhere. I don't know if she like she disappears eventually. She says that she'll stay in this era until like this time or whatever. So, but they all eventually go on, and then human history happens and stuff like that. So. Man, that was and we didn't see Hassan. You see Hassan just like looking off in the distance of Ishtar flying around back, and he's just standing in Earth doing whatever. But it was cool to see him one last time, because like in the anime in the game, you don't see them at most. I don't think you see a farewell to Hassan. Yeah, that was cool just seeing them, you know, acknowledging that they're still there. Or I don't know if he disappears, but like he's dead. He's just standing there and whatnot. So overall, a really emotional episode. I kind of shed a tear, you know, at the end, or like not the end, throughout the whole episode, mostly because this is a pretty emotional one. Like the endings of the singularities are always things because they always have to say goodbyes and farewells and all that stuff. And it was cool, you know. This is like one of my favorite singularities. Everyone probably feels the same. That's why this got an anime. That's why Camelot got an anime or a movie, and that's why we're talking about the freaking the final part of the episode. So I thought about this, right? So at the end of the episode, they show the title card, Grand Order, end of the episode done, and then they show a scene where I thought they would show this, but like it makes sense to show it, but I didn't think too much about it. So they show a scene. Essentially, Mash and Fujimaru are back at Chaldea. They're running into the main room because shit's going down, and they're heading into Solomon. So I'm just like, okay, yeah, this is fine because this technically happens right after you complete Babylonia, right? So I'm just like, okay, nothing to worry about. It's not like we're getting a Solomon anime adaptation or anything, right? Right? So I went to look up like online, and it's been confirmed that freaking Fate Grand Order Solomon Time of Temple of Time Singularity has been announced for an anime adaptation, again by Cloverworks, and I have goosebumps right now, dude. I'm at a loss of words. This is like I'm pretty sure I'm borrowing this a lot from everyone online, but like this is Avengers Endgame shit. If you are into the MCU, I'm an MCU guy, so I've seen all 22 films. This is like Avengers Endgame freaking stuff here that we're getting, and it amazes me because literally they skipped singularities 1 through 6. They're doing Camelot, they did Babylonia, and now we're freaking getting a Solomon anime something. We don't know actually for sure if it's a movie. I don't know if it could be a movie. I don't know. Like, how do you do that? Like, it's such a big thing. Like, freaking Avengers Endgame was 3 hours long, right? Like, this thing, if it's a movie, gosh, how can they fit this in the movie? I don't think they could. Okay, this is getting like way ahead of me, but I'll talk about it at the end. But yes, at the end of the anime episode, they tease or they show the scene of them trying to like, okay, we're going to head into Solomon now. We're gonna take the final battle to him, and they announce an anime, and that's speculation for after. So yeah, I'm just super excited to see this because I can't believe they're doing this. Because literally now, instead of playing the game, you can watch First Order, you can watch Babylonia, or the Camelot movie, then Babylonia, and then you can freaking watch Solomon. Solomon's the freaking shit, man. If anyone here is an FGO player, I'm not going to say anything about what happens there, but it's the shit, man. Like I said, Avengers Endgame freaking threat or like potential right here. Like, it's the culmination of 7 singularities of the Fate Grand Order game and main story, which is so damn cool. And it's done by Cloverworks. After this anime, I have to say, Cloverworks, I respect Cloverworks, and you know, freaking they did a good job with Babylonia. If they're gonna be doing Solomon, I trust them with it, because so much stuff in the Solomon, man. It's so big. It's just too big, man. So yeah, Solomon, Cloverworks, I'm all for it, man. It's not Ufotable, but like, I'm still on it. Like, Cloverworks has proved themselves throughout this whole anime, and I guess we can transition into talking about the whole anime in general. So overall, I've made like maybe about like 1 to 5 videos on this anime specifically, if I'm not talking about them in podcasts, which I'll be talking about podcasts eventually again later. But overall, the Fate Grand Order Babylonia anime was great. It was above average, higher above. It was great. It was like above my standards of everything, because literally adapting like the Fate Grand Order stuff, like I saw First Order and I thought it was done pretty good, and they have a Camelot movie. This is like the only other time we've seen the anime adaptation for something of Fate Grand Order, and I have to say that I think this anime was a success. This anime enhanced a lot of the things that I remember from the game, and made me love the chapter even more, love the characters, love the music, love everything about Fate Grand Order once again, even more. And once, like I said in the beginning, like, I love all the servants again, freaking Merlin, Anna. Yeah, I even like Enkidu too. Now I kind of want Enkidu, Gilgamesh, Ushiwakamaru, Leonidas, Benkei, Jaguar Warrior, Quetzalcoatl, Gorgon. Who else is in this? Okay, Ereshkigal, Hassan. Who else is in here? There's a lot of servants in here, and honestly, I like all of them. Like, every single time they came on, it was great. I think they were really done. Maybe not all of them, but like, I thought it was super well done. And I freaking, because of this anime, I leveled up everyone and fully ascended them. And the soundtrack, they reused some of the soundtrack from the game, which I really like, and kind of remixed it. But they also included original stuff. I literally downloaded soundtrack from this anime. And I'm just like, dude, this shit was awesome. Like, especially, like, the most notable soundtrack was probably, like, it's the one they used for all their battles and stuff, like Ushi versus Tiamat, Ishtar using her NP, and among other examples. Like, the soundtrack in this anime was so damn good, and just the sounds overall, too. And the sound effects, and freaking, like, sounds when they, like, you know, clash swords, or, like, you know, shoot their beams, or their normal phantasms, or whatever. It was really good, like, especially, like, the biggest one I could think of is freaking last episode with Gilgamesh's noble phantasm, Enuma Elish. The sound when he freaking fired that shit was, like, it's, like, intense, but that's how you, like, represent his noble phantasm, because he's, like, technically the strongest servant, right, in the game, or whatever, or, like, in the Fate lore, or, like, you know, in Record, or whatever, in the Throne of Heroes sort of thing. So, like, freaking Enuma Elish sounded so damn badass. I love that scene so much. I rewatched it so many times. The sound in this anime, just overall really great. Now, character designs, animation, like, it was, like, you know, it's not like I said, when I think of Fate, I always think of Ufotable, because they always do the majority animation stuff. But, like, you know, they did good here. Cloverworks did really good here. And the animation, they have so many, like, times when the animation was, like, thing, because they have a lot of battles and, like, randomly happen in episodes. And I'm just like, dude, this, like, super consistent, really good. And, like, even, like, the animation when they're doing, like, you know, I can talk about, like, the animation and my favorite parts of this anime, like, all the time. Like, there's freaking, like, what was the first time I thought of it? Like, in the first episode with Mash versus the freaking monster mobs or whatever, and Ishtar, and then you had Gil versus Enkidu on the beach, and then Ushi versus Tiamat, and then who else was there? There's freaking Ereshkigal versus Mash and Gil and Ishtar. That was so damn good. Like, the animation in this anime was like, it was like more than I could have hoped for. It was more than I expected, and they literally did a lot of that throughout the whole series, and I thought it was freaking well done. Like, it surprised me how much consistency and thing to it, although there were kind of delays in the anime, but overall, it was still pretty good. So, you know, props on them. They didn't win Crunchyroll Anime Awards Best Fight Scene or Best Animation, but they won it in my heart, in my opinion. Anyways, so what else? Okay, so I've talked about mostly all the good about it. Like, honestly, as an FGO player who's played the original Singularity, I have to say that this adaptation was great. It enhanced the original thing that I read in the game and played, but there are a few setbacks, which is why it's not too perfect. But I mean, I can't help it because I've been seeing this a lot lately. I'm not a lot lately because I keep rewatching the scenes and stuff and just the anime overall. So yeah, there are some inconsistencies with stuff that happen in the game or just things that kind of like eh. So like one of the very first examples I could think of was Fujimaru against Kentsukoto when he freaking tries like, you know, like, I don't know, drop kick her from the sky. I didn't remember that scene too well, but then I revisited it in the game, and I kind of find it weird just a bit, that whole like thing when they did it in the anime. So I'm just like, okay, yeah, it's kind of weird. Like he literally, I know what he's trying to do because of what happened in the game, but like it kind of like seemed just a little bit weird because literally he's just like, you know, jumping at her. He's not even like trying to like wind up a punch or like do a drop kick or something like that. He like literally just like, you know, he's just like Superman charging at her, and I'm just like, okay, it's kind of weird. Also, in this episode, for example, Jaguar Warrior was supposed to be, you know, in the final battle in our third ascension, and you know, it kind of makes up because with some of the stuff they changed from the original game that kind of make it, and they have a lot of anime original stuff, which I really liked. I liked all the anime original stuff, and even what was I gonna say? Yeah, they have like a lot of anime original stuff, and I really like that in this anime. There are a lot of times when like I actually thought about it, like in episode 20, last episode, they could have technically cut the ending and the opening for like 5 more minutes or something like that. And like, I don't remember that entirely in the anime, but there are times when they could have probably skipped the opening or skipped the ending, add more time to it. I think the one like Anna and Gorgon, that could have been, the opening could have been cut for that, I think, unless it did. I just don't remember. But overall, there are some negatives to the thing because they didn't fit everything from the game, which is understandable because surprisingly it's 21 episodes. I thought it'd be 24, but you know, 21's it's a different number than usual, so it's fine. So yeah, they couldn't fit everything from the game, but they added original stuff from that's different from the game. Actually, like one of the most like iconic anime original stuff I can think of is Tiamat talking to Fujimaru, because that shit was not in the game. I can definitely tell you that. However, seeing that kind of really did make me like, you know, kind of connect to Beast a little bit, Tiamat a little bit. And there's also times when Fujimaru's actually doing something in the anime where it's really cool, like him actually charging Tiamat in the last episode, like, you know, going into the Negagenesis bubble thing and like trying to hit Tiamat with a freaking knife. So that was really cool. Actually, you know, there's a lot of anime original stuff that I don't recall on top of my head right now, but you know, like I said, some stuff got cut off and they added some anime original stuff. It all balances out in a sense, although it's not like a perfect thing. I would say like I'll give this a 9 out of 10. This is like solid. This is a solid adaptation with some minor nitpicks and thing because of pacing and you know, like stuff they cut off in the game or whatever. But overall, I really enjoyed it. Like, that's only my only thing about this thing that's not make it perfect. It's like just nitpicks of like stuff that happened in the game and overall other stuff. But it was really good. So, oh man, dude, this anime was so damn good. I can't believe it's over. I would own this shit on Blu-ray DVD. I'll put it on my shrine of fate. Like, here's my Avalon book, here's my Saber figure, and I would just this. Oh man, this is so it's crazy, dude. It's so crazy that this anime was freaking even here. It even existed. Now we're getting a Camelot movie and freaking Solomon. Let me check if we're good for time. 1 second. Okay, yeah, sorry, it's been 20 minutes, but however, we're gonna be now discussing Solomon. So I'm not going to give too many spoilers about this. I'll probably do that in the FGO podcast, so stay tuned for that when that comes out. But, so Solomon. I can't believe they're doing Solomon. If you guys are FGO players, then you guys know how big Solomon is. If you are anime watchers only, then this is going to be really, really interesting if you guys really do watch it. So, actually, yeah, leave it in the comments below. If any of you guys are anime watchers only, so you've never played the games, you don't know anything about, like, the whole other singularities and stuff. Like, at most, you've seen First Order or something like that, right? Or, you know, let me know if if you're an FGO player and you've seen the anime and you thought it was good. Let me know your thoughts about the anime adaptation and stuff. And just, like, overall, like, your thoughts on the Solomon announcement. So, yeah, Solomon. Man, dude, if this anime series took 21 episodes... Like, okay, so my first initial thought for Solomon would be to make it a movie because it's super big. It's very big. If you make it into an anime, then there's pacing and there's, like, you have to structure episodes and a lot of stuff, and that's doable technically. But, like, my big question would be, then how many episodes would you get? Because I don't know if 12 episodes would cut all of Solomon. Because there's, like, a lot of stuff and details and other things that you have to address with Solomon and the final battle and stuff. And just, like, overall, like, animation and stuff. Because, like, it's big. It's, like, it's the final battle big. And, you know, showing off Solomon versus our main characters and stuff, that would be huge. Very huge. So, my first original thought would be to say to make it a movie. Because you get a movie budget. And you make it, like, I don't know, 2 hours long. I don't know, how long are anime movies usually? Like, about an hour, 2 hour, 3 hour. I would watch a 3 hour long FGO Solomon movie. I'll sit down and watch that shit, because if Camelot was good, Babylonia was great, then Solomon is just awe-dropping. It's the final, it's the finale, it's the grand final finale of FGO, and I really want this to be good. I really do, because it's the conclusion. Like I said in the very beginning, it's the Avengers Endgame thing, the culmination of 7 singularities, technically 8 because of Singularity F, and just all the other events in the game and the other stuff that you don't really see in the anime and stuff. Like, there's so much meaning and so much hype and, like, a lot of expectation for Solomon. So I'm just like, goodness, I can't believe we're getting it. And I trust Cloverworks. You know, I trust Cloverworks. After seeing this anime, I don't know who's doing Camelot. Camelot is a different anime studio, so that's going to be very interesting. And honestly, to note that, I would have really digged an FGO anime series of all the other singularities. Like, we got Singularity F. They can do singularities 1 through 5 and stuff. I wouldn't mind if they're done by different anime studios. Like, you have one studio do the first one, then someone do the Rome, and someone do the London, and someone do the Okeanos, and then, you know, Camelot's done by someone different, and then, Babylonia is done by Cloverworks. So I'm just like, yeah, you know, that'd be cool. But no, we're just getting Cloverworks doing Solomon. And yeah, like I said, after watching this anime, I think I really like Cloverworks a lot now. They put in the work and effort and love into this anime that made me love this series even more, and I have so much found respect for Cloverworks that I trust them with Solomon to do good. And you know, whether they make a movie or an anime, if it's an anime, like, structure is gonna be super essential with Solomon because of how big it is. Like, it's probably maybe as big or short as Babylonia. I have no clue. Maybe a little bit shorter, actually, if I think about it. But, like, pacing is super important, and I really trust. I like the look of Babylonia overall, and I trust Cloverworks with Solomon. I just really do. So, man, this is like the first anime I've seen that the finale of the season, and I'm so damn hyped right now. I'm so energized. So, anyways, guys, that's it for Fate Grand Order, Absolute Demonic Front, Babylonia. Is this my favorite Fate adaptation overall? That's a very hard question, guys. Like, honestly, there's so much good Fate works. UBW and Heaven's Feel are, like, you know, Heaven's Feel is not done yet, but that's coming out very soon. So then I'll have to, like, oh man, I like all of them, dude. They're so damn good. But, like, out of the Grand Order stuff so far, like only this is like honestly better than First Order. This, I don't want to say it could be better than UBW, but like in some aspects it might be. But like, oh man, dude, it's overall another dang good Fate adaptation, man. Good job, Cloverworks. I applaud you and congratulate you. So yeah, if you guys want to know or want to hear me talk more about Solomon stuff or stay tuned for my FGO podcast thing, because I do an FGO podcast usually, mostly like whenever stuff happens usually. But in the FGO podcast, I will be talking more in-depth details about Solomon. That'll be spoiler stuff. Sorry if you haven't played the game and stuff. And maybe I'll talk about this more in my anime podcast. I'm trying to get my anime podcast back again. It's been a while. I'm finishing up and catching up on all the anime I've been watching, so hopefully they'll be done right now. I have to record a bunch of anime finale ending episode review things, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, guys, this season's been great. Oh yeah, speaking of the season is ending. FGO Babylonia is done, so that means stay tuned for look at the next anime for the anime chart for whatever season that is. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of good stuff from what I remember in my top of my head, so stay tuned for that video, and take care, guys. Actually, like the video if you enjoyed, comment what you guys thought about everything in the comments, and subscribe, because we're like 880 subs right now, right? So that's pretty cool. Thank you, everyone. My goal is to hit, where's my goal thing, 1K by the end of this year, and we're getting super close to that goal thing, thankfully. Thank you, everyone, for staying tuned, and fellow weebs and otakus or whatever, and gamers, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone. Don't talk out.